Hey y'all, it's Get the Nutritionist here, and I want you to support me on Patreon. The reason I'm doing a Patreon, right, is because whether I'm on YouTube, Instagram, but mostly TikTok. I like TikTok because it's a good platform to reach people. But they're always taking down my videos, they're always citing misinformation when I give them actual, evidence, actual studies, and then I get unbanned. It's really annoying, and I don't want to deal with that. Because I've worked hard the past 2 years to build up my subscribers, the people that watch me, that trust in me, that I give a lot of help to, and it disappoints me that if I do one bad post, I'm gonna lose everything, right? All my accounts. Because again, right, health, it's about having a health coach or a nutritionist that listens to you, that takes the time to help you understand what you're going through, what you can do, what are solutions. There's never a blockade, right? You can always go over it. And I feel like in this economy, things are way too expensive. I've seen health coaching go as high as $25,000. I think most programs are like 5,000, like at a base minimum. And there's a few people that are, starving artists that are charging very low, right? Like 1,000. Some are charging 500. I've seen some people go even low as $50, right? But the economy sucks and it's impacting everyone. And I know a lot of people have a lot to offer. They want to help you improve your health. So I'm thinking about this in scale, right? How do I lower cost for everybody? If I lower cost for everybody, then everyone has access to this. I don't want to do a high paywall. I don't want to do that kind of thing. I want guys to have access to all of my content I've worked hard on. So you guys can, read the stuff, right? And support yourself. So the first thing I offer for my Patreon, right? Again, $5 a month. You don't need to break the bank. I have all these extra tiers, but it's only if you fortunate, like God blessed you, you have extra money and you want to donate a little more, then you can pick a higher tier. But if you're just, a regular person, hard worker, not a lot of money, then you can do the blue collar supporter because again, right, I want to make this accessible and affordable to everyone. And when you become a Patreon member of mine, you have access to direct messaging, you can leave comments, and I'm going to answer you because that's what I do. I help you, and as part of my membership, I do a lot more than that. So I think the first goal, right, for people to get better health before they get any kind of health coaching is to read my book so they learn what to do, right? What are healthy carbs to eat? What are the healthiest fats to eat? What are the best sources of complete proteins to eat? So you can nourish your body and give your body what it needs, right? For your hormones, right? For neurotransmitters, your mental health. For your body to have energy, to not be hungry anymore, right? It's really important for people to, read this book. They learn about all these things, avoid foods that sabotage you. Again, I think diet's amazing. It's the number one thing. But also, a little bit of exercise never hurt anybody. Again, I'm seeing GLP-1s becoming more available now, and the side effects aren't getting any better. They're much more pronounced. And I don't want people to feel the need that they need to take a drug to get healthy, right? All you gotta do is eat a little more fat in your diet. It's gonna trigger the hormones you need, and you won't have that problem. It's one of the biggest issues I see with people, and once I teach them how to do that, they lose weight, they increase their energy, they feel better, and they're motivated. Because you want to do something that works. If you do something that doesn't work, what's the point, right? You wasted your time. But at least I teach you guys, what are foods you can eat, what are things you can incorporate into your lifestyle, and you personalize it for yourself. That's the thing. People want a cookie cutter approach, but everyone's different. I could give everyone a cookie cutter approach, right? And 5 out of 10 people are gonna not have the best benefits or they're gonna have trouble, right? So part of what I do, right, is I'm giving you guys information. So I teach you what to do with what you learn. And if all this information doesn't work, then you can come and see me, right? I'll help you, give you an appointment. Second book, I've written it for people that don't know how GLP-1 works, cholecystokinases, and leptin, because these are your hunger hormones, and people have a problem of wanting to cheat, right? And when I say cheat, I mean they want to do a GLP-1 drug that's going to have terrible side effects. I've seen a lot of clients come to me after they've taken Mounjaro, tirzepatide, of course, the semaglutide one, the Novo Nordisk one. Now Eli Lilly's getting into the game, right, to have their own GLP-1s, and now they're going to do it in a pill form. So although you're going to get ejected, right, you're still going to have to deal with the ramifications of what it's doing to your body and the side effects. So again, this is for a person that eats a lot of fast food. It's for the person that always feels hungry, they're ravenous, they don't know what to do. So this is you. You also get this second buck, and you can download it. And here I have my course on how to reverse type 2 diabetes. And in this are the videos. And people need to learn, right, that there is a way to help you put type 2 diabetes in remission. So you go to your doctor to test your blood sugar, your A1C, and the goal is to get it below 5.7. Some people find success below 6.3, but I think if you're still pre-diabetic, you're still more likely to have health problems. So if you're below 5.7, you get to the point where, you're going to be much more healthier, you're going to avoid all these health problems, and you can reverse it. And I want to help people realize, even if you have a genetic predisposition, right, your diet and what you eat controls how your body is going to operate. And I don't want you to get, Alzheimer's, dementia, neurological problems. I don't want you to have your foot, fingers, or toes cut off. You can do something about it. And again, this is a whole course I put here, a video series, so you could understand all these things I'm teaching you, right? And not only that, but I have modules that have strategies for how to control blood sugar, if you need to do intermittent fasting, your meal timing, challenges you come across the way. And my favorite part, and what clients really, really love, right, is my last module, which teaches you how to troubleshoot 20 common issues. Because how often do you watch a guy on YouTube, right, or TikTok? They give you all this information, but they don't tell you what to do if it goes wrong, right? When you buy any product, there's always a manual that comes to troubleshooting, right? Whether it's your washing machine, or you get a new power tool, or even your car, right? Like it tells you if something's wrong, this is what you do to fix it. I don't see anyone really doing that. And it disappoints me because you're giving enough people rope to hang themselves, and they're stuck, they're in trouble, they're not feeling any better, and they're helpless. But at least with what I'm doing here, right, you can do all this kind of stuff, and if you're having a problem, you're not doing well, because again, right, not everything's for everyone, right? I'm going to answer your question, do the best, so you could go on your merry way and, be happy and have better health. Then we have a lifetime discount on all supplements on FullScript. I think it's really important for people to understand, right, that a lot of the supplements you buy on Amazon, they could be faked. They could be, so what's happening is there's people scamming. They're getting popular supplements. They're switching bottles. They're putting random crap in there. So whatever you're buying on Amazon, you could be not even getting it from the actual source. So it's very problematic, and I'm thinking it's becoming a bigger issue because, again, right, you don't get scammed. You're already paying a ton of money for your supplements. And with FullScript, it's all vetted. It's all professional grade stuff. And again, with my code, you get a 30% discount off of everything, right? And I did it because I want to take the least amount of cut to help you out the most, right? Because if you get a 30% discount, right, that helps you more out than me. I want you to be able to afford the things to improve your life. And the reality is, not everybody needs supplements. But if you do need supplements, at least you know a safe place to get them where you might need them. So again, if you're a person that believes it might have parasites, Lyme, toxic metals, there's a website called Succore, and they sell to practitioners like me with products that help you detox. And again, not everybody needs this, but if you're a person and you're considering looking into this, please talk to me, because not everybody is going to have a heavy metal problem, a Lyme problem, or even a parasite problem, right? I see a lot of people on TikTok talking about parasites being the cause for everything, but in my practice and as I help people heal their health, right, parasites are probably like bottom of the totem pole, right? It's not the biggest issue. I mean, I know ivermectin is becoming very popular. It does help people with certain things. But again, we need to get your body to a place of health where your own body is in a detox parasites, right? You shouldn't be so weak where parasites are stuck living inside you. That's reality. They live in biofilms. And I have clients getting to the point where they just naturally poop out parasites. And that's a good thing, right? Because it means your body's working the way it's supposed to. And the thing is, a lot of these supplements for parasite detoxes are very toxic. It could ruin your liver, it could ruin your kidney, it could cause much more problems. So again, right, if you fix your health, you fix everything else, your immune system is going to function the way it's supposed to. But if you have severe issues, again, talk to me and I'll see if you need it or not. More than likely, you don't need it, but again, right, I'm trying to help people to the best of my ability and what their issues are, right? Because everyone's different. And I don't recommend a blanket approach for everybody, right? Everything should be personalized because we're all different, we're all unique, we have different backgrounds. So something that helps someone might not help someone else, and vice versa. So again, it's not about, you know, being a person that's a know it all, but it's about being responsible and doing the right thing for the right person. So again, I made a guide here on how to increase testosterone if it's low for the men, all the problems you could be going through. Because again, I see a problem with men in society because we're exposed to so much xenoestrogens, endocrine disruptors, you know, atrazine in the farmlands, even certain products in your shampoo, your body wash, your soaps, even your colognes. There's certain endocrine disruptors in there that are causing men to have higher estrogen. Also, talk about copper to an extent. And again, men aren't as masculine as they should be. Testosterone numbers are dropping from our grandparents. And if men take a little bit of mitigation, right, then these problems could be avoided. Oh, but again, right, there's all these dudes out there, they're shredded, they're trying to sell you some, bullshit supplement. Supplements I can fix this. You have to actually, you know, do the work, right? Fix your diet, remove things that could be affecting you, and to take a holistic approach to it, right? And I want you to understand, right? There is no magic pill out there. That doesn't exist. You gotta put in the work. And I'm not looking for people that are lazy. I'm looking for people that truly, in their hearts, want better health. They want it for the rest of their life. They want to teach it to their children. They want to teach it to their wife, their husband, brothers, sisters, mom or dad. Because again, right, if we're not taking a proactive approach right to our health, then it's just going to get worse. So for men, if you have low testosterone and you don't want to follow some bullshit guy selling a crappy $30 ebook, you use ChatGPT to write, or you don't want to take a $5,000 course, then for $5, this is a pretty decent guide that covers everything. Because again, right, I think everything should be affordable and within the reach of the common person. I don't think health is reserved for just the rich people, right? I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. And again, I'm trying to make a lasting generational impact for years to come, right? I want to get to like 3 generations later where we're having like the healthiest kids, the smartest kids, the happiest kids, and they can solve the problems that we couldn't solve. Because when you don't have bad health, you can actually do more things, right? And from a lot of clients I've seen that have improved their health, they're more confident, they're happier, they actually take opportunities they didn't believe they should be taking, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And I want you to be a part of this mission with me. Sleep. Again, sleep is very important. I give you a whole guide on sleep, what to do if you can't fall asleep, things that are keeping you awake, things that are sabotaging you, how to relax. If you don't relax, then you can't sleep, right? Because if you're stuck in fight or flight mode, which is aka the sympathetic nervous system, your body always thinks it's in danger, but we gotta find a way to, deactivate it. So you're in parasympathetic nervous mode, which you probably heard as rest and digest mode. So again, when it comes to sleeping, there's a lot of triggers in our common day world that are causing these issues. And as you read this guide, or you can even watch my video, each guide has a video because not everybody wants to read. Although I would encourage you to read because, when you read, you can really think about things and put it into perspective and make the neurological connections in your mind. Or you can watch my video because some people are auditory visual learners, and I respect that. But if you can read it and watch the video, you will get the best bang for your buck. Because again, you're only getting, what, paying $5 a month and you're getting all this content. And I'm going to keep continually putting out more content. But I would really like to have more subscribers so I could do a poll. People can message me about certain topics I want me to do. Because I basically have covered the groundwork of what someone should do to get healthier. And I wrote this title article, about JFK Jr. and the Health and Human Services, and people are going, completely crazy about what was happening. And it disappoints me that people can't find the nuance between something that is legitimate and something that is out there, but is still totally legitimate. So I basically solved the issue, right? Because you have doctors saying, no, this guy's crazy. You have alternative people saying, no, he's right. But what if, like, both are right, right? What are both are wrong? Because again, everything depends on context. You could totally give something the wrong context, make it look terrible, but it doesn't help anyone because, you're throwing away the baby with the bathwater. Please don't throw away the baby with the bathwater because all information is important and I broke it down in a simple way for people to understand and simplify it, right? But again, people want to take a very chaotic, controversial approach. I'm a very boring guy. I just give you straight up information that you need. I'm not trying to become a person that's an influencer with like 100,000 subscribers. I don't want that. I want to help people directly. I want to be a small time kind of person because I want to focus on my work helping people and meeting with people. I don't want to be the kind of person that only does videos and relies on selling crappy products, to make money. I want to help people through my work and my effort and spreading the message to give people access to affordable information. It's all there in one place through my years of experience and research. Again, breast cancer. October was just a month where we have people spread awareness of breast cancer, and I talk about all these factors that could happen to women and what they can do. And one thing that really makes me mad is that there are certain doctors out there that say because you have this genetic deficiency, whether it's BRCA, PALB2, some don't even talk about, you know, MTHFR gene, COMT1 is also a big one. If it's estrogen based, because again, we're talking about breast cancer, but this applies to most cancers. That you can do something, and in this guide, I teach women and some men, because some men can get breast cancer, about what they can do to improve their health so they, can fight cancer. Because a lot of times they're just there, with respect to the doctors doing their best with treatments. You don't have to just sit there and take your treatments. You can also do more stuff on the side to improve your health and your lifestyle and your diet, avoid certain things. So you can get healthier and you can beat cancer and you can go into remission and hopefully for years to come, right? Because again, it can be tricky, but as your doctor does his or her work, you can also do your own work to improve your life and your health. And this is something I often see left out of the whole cancer thing, right? Is people can't take a proactive approach while they're getting, the care they need. My other guide is salt. Your body needs salt, why you need salt, and I even have a list of salt brands that are, full of lead. Um, thank God there's not a lot of mercury in them. That's very rare. Some have cadmium, and a lot of them have arsenic, which is not a good thing for your body. It can be toxic in high doses. And ideally, right, as I talked about, right, Himalayan pink salt sucks, Baja Gold sucks, Redmond's salt sucks, even Celtic sea salt sucks, right? So at the very end, I list, some of the best salts you can do for various reasons, whether you need one with iodine, whether you just want a sea salt, whether you just want a plain salt, whether you need a kosher salt. So I give people, the cleanest salts they could do for their health, right? Because one thing I talk about, right, in my food and mood journal, right, which is going to be this one, is how to track negative triggers causing health problems. You could be very well overall a healthy person doing the right things, but you could be having a salt with too much arsenic, too much lead affecting your health. So again, right, I'm jumping ahead, but I also made an article about digestion. Everyone talks about leaky gut. The problem with leaky gut, right, is you're not tracking upstream, right? You're ignoring the intestines, you're ignoring your stomach. If you fix your stomach and you fix your intestines, you do the right things, you can resolve leaky gut. And in this article, I'll talk about all these things, like nightshades, how they trigger gastritis. Drinking too much water could be detrimental. If you have a removed gallbladder, what you should do and what supplements you need to take so you get the right enzymes to break down the fats. So you get the right enzymes to break down your carbs, the right enzymes to break down your proteins, again, your lipases, your proteases, your amylases. Because again, right, some people don't have their gallbladder, and if you don't have a gallbladder, it's going to be probably one of the most important guides you can read because it's going to give you a lot of information on what you should do. Again, ibuprofen, aspirin, how they inhibit COX, and you need COX, COX 1 and 2, because it helps out regulate the health and maintenance of your stomach lining and your intestinal lining, right? So again, it's all about making all these connections. And no, Tums isn't the answer, baking soda ain't the answer, because again, right, your stomach wasn't acidic enough in the first place. And I explain in an entire article why that's a problem, what happens, there's a cause and effect going on, and what you should do if you're a person experiencing these gastric problems. So again, right, for just $5 a month, you can read this article and you'll be very well educated, and you're gonna notice a big difference in your digestion. And last but not least, this is my latest article about tracking negative food reactions. So as an NTP, we have something called the Food and Mood Journal. So if you become a member, a subscriber, again, just $5 a month, you could download your own Food and Mood Journal, or you could do an online version, which is linked to the NTA. And if you want me to check your Food and Mood Journal, I can track it and help you find certain triggers, whether it could be a supplement, whether it's spices, whether it's a certain food, whether it's a certain brand of food, whatever it may be, right? I can help you find the trigger of some of your problems. Because again, right, as I often talk about, people will often take a supplement they think is really healthy, and they never consider the fact it could be causing their problems in the first place, right? Because, oh my god, liver is so healthy for you. Oh my god, methylene blue, it's gonna change, everything, right? But then I see people with methylene blue and they're like super depressed and they mess up their serotonin. I see people taking a ton of liver, right, or even eating actual liver, right, and they're getting some sort of heavy metal toxicity, vitamin A toxicity, and a copper overload, and they all overlay with each other, and it's not a pretty picture, right? So again, I want people to understand that there's no such thing as a superfood. That doesn't exist. Again, it's a marketing health fad, and it's important for people to realize that something that's good for someone else might not be good for you, right? That's just reality, right? We're all different. And part of this is helping you understand that if you have a problem, you could have this article helping you understand why this is the way and what you got to do. So I hope I had this to be very informative. I hope I covered a lot of ground. And I hope you have a good reason for, subscribing to me, right? Because, again, I'm doing this to help people as much as I can. $5 a month. It's a good deal. I can talk about whatever I want. I'm not going to get banned. I can say controversial things that are rightfully so, and I'll be safe, right? Because I don't want to lose my only way of finding people, which is TikTok. I've tried YouTube, I've tried Instagram, they'll suck. But TikTok, something about TikTok is just really good about helping me find more people, find more clients to help them, right? So my goal is for people to join. They, read all my content, they read all my books, they apply these things to their life, and then they don't need me at all, right? That's my goal, right? Because health coaching and, nutrition consulting and nutritional therapy and however you want to name this, right? Getting help. It can be very pricey, and if I was in, the shoes of someone that needed help, right? I mean, I could not afford $5,000, 3,000, 2,000, even 1,000. Hell, even $500, right? Like, I can't afford that. The economy sucks right now. People are going to the food bank, because they're having trouble, right? And I don't think anything's getting better with the shutdown, because again, right, politics is pretty shitty. And I don't think it's going to get resolved anytime soon, right? Because again, right, before I did this, I studied political science. I studied corruption and super PACs and how donation works and how people get corrupted by big money interest. So again, right, there's a lot going behind the scenes and things aren't going to get better, right? So I want to help you guys do the best with your health. For not just your own health, right, but for your spouse, for your family, your brothers, your sister, your aunts, your uncles, your mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, your friends, your best friends, and even your coworkers, right? People you love and you're getting healthier, you want to share it with them because it makes you happy that they're going to get healthier with you and live longer with you and to flourish with you, right? Because when you do health alone, it feels a bit lonely, but when you have your family doing it together or you got a friend doing it together, then it feels a lot closer as a community that we could do things that are healthy and not be ostracized by the guy eating junk food, fast food 24/7. It has nothing positive to say about you doing better with your health, right? We should be very supportive in everyone's health journey because it takes a lot of work to get here and to solve problems we're coming from. And I see a lot of people that need help. And if I could do this for just $5 a month, bare minimum, again, if you're doing well in life, God bless you. If you could, support me more, I would appreciate it, right? Because again, my goal is to do this and to scale it where I could hopefully get to the point where I don't need to charge for appointments. I'll be having enough of a residual monthly income, then I can just help people when they need it, right? But if you need help, you can message me, and it's not a big deal, I'll help you. I'll answer your questions, and just hit me, right? I don't think a lot of appointments should be expensive, unless you're a person that doesn't want to do any of this, but you want to get some help. Then sure, we'll do an appointment, right? But I want people who are committed to their health, right, before they get an appointment with me. Because I don't want to help people that don't want to help themselves, right? You know, it's like leading the horse to water. I can't force you to drink. Please drink your own water, right? So if you have any questions, please leave a comment. I would greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, again, I'll answer it. Because I do want many more people to join my Patreon so they can support me. And as they support me, I could do much more work, right? I really want to do more live Q&As. There's not enough people asking questions. We need that question asking. Voting's important. I need more people so we could actually vote on topics. And I could decide what articles to do. Because again, everything I'm doing, right, all these articles, this is like the basis of health. This is all the basis of health that you need to do well. But some things are going to be more niche, and I'm able to help people with these things that are niche. So again, thank you. God bless y'all. Have an amazing day, and hope to see you in my Patreon. And yeah, take it easy now. Goodbye.